Alam mo, sa Pilipinas, parang walang katapusan ang banggaan ng batas at politika. Laging may bagong eksena, laging may bagong argumento kung sino ba talaga ang may huling salita. At ngayon, ang pinakabagong yugto. The Supreme Court has issued the rules on extradition proceedings. At malinaw ang sabi, hindi pwedeng isuko ang isang Pilipino sa banyagang hukuman nang walang dumaan sa ating sariling korte. Hindi pwedeng executive decision lang. Hindi pwedeng utos mula sa labas. Because in this land, due process is not a favor, it is a right. In legal doctrine, these rules are the court's reaffirmation of its judicial power under Article 8, Section 1 of the Constitution. They declare that extradition is a judicial process, not a diplomatic one. Only the courts can issue a warrant of arrest. Only the courts can find probable cause. And only the courts can surrender after final judgment. Under Rule 6, Section 4, these rules shall apply to all pending cases, including those involving provisional arrests or bail. Procedural rules are retroactive because they do not create rights. They regulate how rights are protected. That is why this new issuance carries a heavy weight. Because former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte has a pending petition before the Supreme Court questioning the legality of his arrest and transfer to The Hague. If the court now applies its own rules as written, then that petition must be covered. It cannot exempt itself from its own command. Otherwise, these rules become just another recital of principle. Fine in print, but empty in practice. Pero alam mo, parang may takot na naman. History reminds us of Pangilinan versus Cayetano, decided on 2021, when the court was asked to decide whether the president needed Senate concurrence to withdraw from the Rome Statute. The court said, the issue is moot and academic because the withdrawal had already taken effect. There was nothing left to decide. They avoided the core question, and while they hinted that Senate concurrence might be necessary, they never ruled on it. That silence left a gap, and now the gap returns. For this time, the same court stands at the very crossroads it once avoided. If it decides that these new rules on extradition proceedings apply to Duterte's pending case, it will be a bold affirmation of judicial supremacy, proof that the Constitution still reigns even against global pressure. But if the court once again hides behind the phrase moot and academic, saying there's nothing more to discuss because Duterte is already in ICC custody, then it risks admitting that it has no more power over one of its own citizens. At ngayon, lumalalim pa ang usapin. Media reports claim that a warrant of arrest was issued by the ICC against Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, as revealed by Ombudsman Boying Remulla. Pero, agad itong pinabulaan ni Attorney Nicholas Kaufman, Duterte's defense counsel, saying no such warrant has surfaced. And in a rare show of prudence, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin himself said, if such a warrant truly exists, Senator Bato must be subjected to the same new rules issued by the Supreme Court. That statement is more than political courtesy. It is a constitutional reminder that even in moments of international tension, the laws of the land must still speak first. Because under these new rules, no Filipino, not even a senator, not even a former president may be deprived of liberty without the hand of a Philippine court. Pero ang mas mabigat na tanong ngayon, if the Supreme Court finally decides that these rules apply to Duterte's pending petition and affirm its power, will the ICC bow down to our own court? Or will the Supreme Court once again call the matter moot and academic, saying there is nothing left to discuss because the ICC already holds Duterte in custody? If it chooses the first path, it will reclaim the constitutional strength. If it chooses the second, it will surrender not just jurisdiction, but sovereignty. So now we ask, in this contest between Manila and The Hague, between law and power, whose judgment will truly prevail? The court that speaks for the Filipino people, or the tribunal that claims to speak for the world? Another day, another regal POV.